Hi guys, it's Nancy here. It is October 5, 2019, and I'm standing out here on the balcony because it's nice and cold. So it is plus 12, and so it's cold enough to be out here. Hopefully the bees won't really come around. I don't see any bees really because the bees like to bother me when I'm out on the balcony. So I normally stay indoors filming so that the bees don't bother me. But anyway, it's plus 12, and I don't really see any bees around here. So plus 12, I don't know how much that is in US terms, so that might be 55 degrees, and that's cold. And perhaps you guys can hear the wind because there's a lot of wind around here. Anyway, it's very cloudy. I have my sunglasses on because it's still very bright out here. So anyway, guys, I'm gonna talk about like sometimes you go through things and you kind of want to not, like, you don't want to show the world what you're going through, so you kind of try to hide yourself, right? Because you don't want the world to know what you're going through. Like, I will give you an example. So for some of you, you know that, well, hold on guys, if you see my camera moving, it's because the wind is probably moving my tripod, and I'm trying to see as best that I can that it's not moving it. Yeah, I'm just trying to see like if it's really moving my tripod. So if you see it kind of trembling a little bit, then sorry about that, guys. Yeah, so I'm just looking down at my watch. It is 2 o'clock in the afternoon. So anyway, so for some of you guys, you know that I made a video for why I am so thin. I'm gonna post that video in the description box. Okay? So the first time I started going through like a lot of weight loss, it's stress related, and the first time I went down to like, sorry guys if you're hearing noises, that's one of my neighbors on their balcony. So the first time I went down to a dangerous level, like really low in weight. I was like 93 pounds, and the doctor had to put me on some pills to keep me from having a heart attack. So that was a long time ago. And at that time, of course, I didn't like what I looked like. So for those of you guys who don't know me, I'm 5'3" and a half, 5 feet and 3.5 inches. So that is 163 centimeters and a half. 163 and a half centimeters. Okay? And when I went down to 93 pounds, guys, I was just bones, just skin and bones. So even if I sat on a cushion on the sofa, if I sat for a long time, my bottom would hurt because the bones were protruding through my skin and it was hurting, so I couldn't sit for too long. And so anyway, I really didn't like the way I looked, right? So I'm 5'3", and normally my weight is 125 pounds. And by the way, I had always wanted to be 130 because in my country, guys, I'm South American, and we like to look really full. And I always wanted to be 130, but I could never get there. So, eventually I learned how to accept my body for what it was. Because, guys, it's kind of backwards. Like in South and Central America, we like to be big. Well, quote unquote big, because that's the way we like to be is normal. Which in North America, they consider that to be overweight. In some parts of North America. But here, like in South America, we like to be quote unquote big, but here in North America, in some parts of North America, from the middle of North America all the way up, way up, everybody likes to be skinny bones, and that's very unhealthy, and that's what they like. So that's why I'm saying that it's like kind of backwards or opposite. Anyway, so when I went down to 93 pounds, of course I hated the way that I looked because I looked so awful. So what I used to do, guys, I used to wear like so many layers of clothing to try and make up for the weight that I had lost, and I didn't realize that I didn't look normal. And my mother would tell me, Nancy, I know that you've lost a lot of weight, but don't wear so many layers, because it doesn't look like you, and you don't have to do that. Just accept yourself for who you are now, and know that you're going to get better, but just don't wear all those layers of clothing. But I wouldn't listen to her, so I kept wearing layers of clothing, and it just looked funny. And then one day I said, you know what? My mother's right. Well, guys, our parents are usually right? So I stopped wearing all these layers of clothing, and then I just started wearing, just one pair of pants and one pair of like one shirt or one sweater, and then I didn't like the way that I looked. I couldn't stand it. I still was very uncomfortable about going out into the public, and showing myself like that, so skinny. But I forced myself to get used to showing myself in the way that I was at the time. Eventually, I got used to it, to the point where I did not want to go back to layering up so many clothes, So so that's what happened. So that was good, right? So for you guys that are experiencing something like I am experiencing right now, where you've lost so much weight, and if you are layering up just to look bigger, then don't do that. Don't do that. Just wear your normal clothes. Don't just wear one layer of clothes, and force yourself to get used to it, because when you force yourself to do something that is right for you, you will eventually get used to it, and then you're going to look back and say, I can't believe that I was actually trying to pretend something that I was not. Of course I don't like the way that I look now, and I know that God will heal me, but I can't believe that I was doing that. I was dressing in a way that doesn't represent me as who I really am at this hour. So yeah, guys, just if you have lost a lot of weight, and you're wearing a lot of layers of clothing, just stop doing that. Believe me, you get used to it, and then you're going to be very uncomfortable. You're going to be very uncomfortable about wearing so many layers of clothing. Yeah, you'll get very uncomfortable. So that's the first step on your journey of becoming physically well. First, stop doing whatever you're doing to make yourself look like what you're really not at that hour. And you, of course, you're going to feel bad. You're going to feel very self-conscious about the way you look. But just make sure that you just start dressing the way you really look like, so that you will be true to yourself. You're going to be honest with yourself, and you're also going to be honest with new people that you meet. Yeah. Yep. And so today, guys, I can't stand the thought of going back to wearing different layers of clothing. Right now, I don't weigh myself, because until I get back to what I used to be, which was 125 pounds, I don't want to weigh myself, because if I am lower than what I'd like to be at this time, then I'm gonna feel sad, and I don't want to feel sad. So I'm just concentrating on continuing on my path to getting better, because throughout the years my weight has fluctuated, but it's not going down. It continues to go up. Sometimes it remains at a steady weight, but it's continuing to go up. And I've noticed that as of 2016, my weight has remained at a place where my doctors are not worried. Because if my doctor said, we get worried if a person at your height is 105 pounds, because then that's when we start getting worried about your heart, right? That's not good. But you have to remain focused on remaining above 105 pounds while you're on your journey to getting better. Okay, so that's what I've been doing. I've been remaining above 105, well above 105. And so yeah, that's what I've been doing. But I don't want to see what I weigh. I don't, until I get back to 125, I don't want to see it, because I don't want it to be discouraged, because I'll get discouraged if I see that I've dropped a few pounds, and yeah, I don't want to get discouraged. So what I do is, in order to remain encouraged and happy, I don't look at my weight. I'll just look at it, and once I know that I'm 125, then I will look at it, and then I'm like, yay, no more weight loss. And guys, like I said, like in my country, in Ecuador, we have a very healthy image of what people should look like. If I pause, it's because there's a lot of noise in the background, like cars with loud mufflers or whatever. Okay, and motorcycles. So, like in my country, in Ecuador, the image over there. Okay, that was like a motorcycle. I guess you guys could tell. The image of what girls should look like over there is a lot healthier than what the girls like to look like here in North America. In my country, like, for example, somebody my height, 163 centimeters, right? Or 5 feet 3 inches. Somebody my height and weighs 130 pounds, here in North America, that's considered plus size. Okay? That is how ridiculous it is in North America when it comes to the weight thing. 135 pounds at 5'3" is considered plus size. That is a sickness. That is a sickness that North America, the North American culture, has ingrained in their fashion industry and their magazines and anything to do with fashion. That's a sickness, right? Because you have people deliberately starving themselves. Okay, those are anorexics, and then you have the bulimics, who look quote unquote healthier. They are technically healthier, but they're still on a path of dropping dead of a heart attack because they're throwing up. They're affecting their heart, right? They're weakening their heart muscle, their heart, by throwing up. That's stress on the heart every time they throw up their food, and they're also not taking in the proper nutrients. But they eventually drop dead of a heart attack, and so do anorexics, because anorexics starve themselves, right? So that's the problem that they have here in North America. But as far as North America goes, from in the south of South America, of North America, they have a very healthy image of what girls should look like. Like from the very bottom of the U.S. all the way up to the middle, they have a healthy image of what girls look like. But from the middle and then way up through all those U.S. states, and then into all of Canada, not one bit of Canada has a healthy image of what girls are supposed to look like. So from the middle of the U.S. all the way up through all of Canada and up all into Alaska, that's all they all have. All that region has a very, very unhealthy image of what girls are supposed to look like. Now, in recent years, the fashion industry has now started to. There are some companies that will not hire stick figure models, like what they had originally, like in the past, right? Those models that they're like 5'11" and they weigh like 110 pounds. They're ready for their coffins. These are the kind of models that they would accept. Those are the only kinds of models that they would accept. Models that are ready for their coffins. These are models that are starving themselves. They don't eat right because it's the only way they're going to get a job. So they sacrifice their health to be a model. Okay. So, but now in recent years, the fashion industry has started to promote the opposite. But although that is good, the problem with that is that now they're starting to promote the opposite extreme of being opposite thin, which is very overweight, which is just as unhealthy. Guys, there's nothing pretty about being extremely thin, and there's nothing pretty about being really, really big. There's nothing pretty about that. You see these models walking down the runway. They're like 300 pounds, 250 to 300 pounds, wearing lingerie or negligees, and they're walking down holding, with their hands on their hips, and they're just showing off their bodies as if though it is something to be proud of, and it's not. What do our doctors tell us about extreme thinness, and what do our doctors tell us about extreme overweightness, if that's a word? They tell us the dangers, the risks that we place ourselves in if we're going to be abusing our bodies that way. Females, males that starve themselves and throw up their food, they're killing themselves slowly, right? Those ones, they're killing themselves slowly. So people that starve themselves are killing themselves, right? People that are now that are now happy because the fashion industry is glorifying being overweight. They say, "Oh, I'm big and beautiful. Let me accept my body. Finally, the world is accepting me for who I am." Now the world is accepting me for who I am. Now I can walk out. Now I don't have to take care of myself. Now I can eat whatever I want and stay this way because the fashion industry says it's okay. You see, now the fashion industry is promoting another image that is not healthy for the sake of accepting, being quote unquote healthier, which is like the opposite extreme of the models that they used to promote, which are the extreme thin ones. It's all messed up. It's all messed up. Instead of promoting models that are unhealthy, like instead of promoting models that are extremely big, why don't they say, you know what? We are now going to start promoting models that are healthy. Okay? Like, for example, a girl that is 5'11", she should weigh between 140 and 145. Okay? A 5'11" girl should weigh between 140 and 145, or 150. Something like that. Okay? I had a friend who was 4'11". Okay, her regular weight was 120, something like that. 4'11", no, she wasn't 120, she was 115. For somebody 4'11", that's the perfect height, perfect weight, 115. I met somebody else who was 4'11", exactly around 5 feet. She was 130 pounds. Do you know what she told me? She said that her doctor told her that her heart is being affected by the pressure of the weight that she's at this hour, and that she needed to lose weight. She was either 5 feet or just beneath it. 130 pounds is too much for somebody that tall. And the thing is, it's sad that she had to lose weight because she had an hourglass shape. Nothing about her looked overweight. She had a perfect hourglass shape. Perfect hourglass shape. But the doctor said because of her weight that's on her frame, she needed to lose the weight because her heart was going to suffer. And I said, that's too bad, but you need to do what your doctor tells you. So this is how the fashion industry should start promoting, their models. They need to don't start for the sake of, for the sake of trying to save the lives of people who are starving themselves just for the sake of being models. Don't go and start promoting the extreme opposite, because it's doing the same thing. And now they're promoting something that is just as unhealthy, which is the extreme opposite of what it is to be extremely thin. So it doesn't make any sense. I'm glad that they're doing it, but do it the right way. Do it the right way. I'm not going to, I wouldn't, if I had a modeling agency, I'm not going to hire people that look like me right now. Okay? I'm not going to hire somebody that is, for my height, 5'3", and who is about 110 pounds. No, I'm not going to do that, because I'm going to teach people that somebody at my height should be at this weight, and that's promoting unhealthiness. It's teaching people, okay, well, people that are my height, I'm teaching them, okay, well, if she's my height at 5'3" and she's only 110, I'm 130, Well, then why can't I be that if I'm the same height as her? So I'm going to start starving myself. You see, so that would be something that I would be responsible for, because I would be teaching people that have my body height that it's okay for them to starve themselves just because they want to look like me. And there's nothing normal about looking like me if if your body is not naturally 110 at my height. Well, you should be 125 at my height, but for whatever reason, some people some people are 110 and they're 5'3", and there's nothing wrong with them, but they should be 125. But you understand what I'm saying. I don't want to be responsible for teaching people that it's okay to starve yourself and do crazy exercises just to remain under what they're supposed to be at, which is around 125 or 130 for my height. Okay, guys. So that's very sad. So, but I hopefully the fashion industry will start to we'll start promoting the healthier weights. Like hopefully they will stop promoting this extreme overweight, because guys, have you ever seen those commercials, right? Commercials of these models walking down the runway, and there's like one model after another. They're all 300 pounds. They're not one of them are at least 250. No, they are all at least 300 pounds. And to me, it's just unfortunate, because they're teaching people that are their weight. Like I said earlier, now that the world is accepting me, I don't have to take care of myself. I don't have to exercise. I don't have to eat healthy. You see, that's wrong, because the fashion industry has a big responsibility for why there are so many anorexics and bulimics. Not that anorexics and bulimics don't have a part in their own choices for what they do, because they should know better. I'm sorry, they should know better. But the fashion industry does have some part in how they are influencing people out there, especially little kids, girls and boys. So now their responsibility is to turn around what they've done. They're attempting to do it by promoting, very overweight models, but it's not good enough. They need to say, you know what, we have clothing that fits all sizes, but we're going to start promoting what is healthy. That way you will help people, you will encourage people, do your part. You will encourage people to eat healthier and to adapt a healthier way of living, instead of promoting the opposite extreme of unhealthy living. And that's also going to be on them. They're also going to answer to God for that. So yeah. Also, for anybody out there who's really overweight and you're trying to cover up who you are by wearing black all the time, believe me, black has absolutely nothing to do with slimming you down. It doesn't. Black does not make you appear to look like you are a lot thinner, because it just does not. If you are overweight, people can see that. Black does nothing to minimize what your body looks like. So there are some people, guys, I knew this one person, this girl, who used to wear black all the time because she gained weight. She was about my height and she gained a lot of weight, and she was probably around 200, and she was probably around 200 pounds. Around my height, 5'3", and she was probably around 200 pounds. And she was never always like that. She just suddenly gained weight. And then from that point, every single time I would see her, she was always wearing black. And in my mind, I'm thinking, you cannot hide your weight. I can see it. When you're walking down the street, people can see your weight. And so this thing about how wear black makes people that are overweight look skinny, it doesn't. Now, black on thin people does make them look very thin. So people that are super thin like myself, you shouldn't wear black. At least if you're gonna wear black, don't wear the whole outfit black, because you practically disappear into nothing. It does make a difference if you're very, very thin and you're gonna wear black. You will disappear. You really do minimize. Black minimizes the size on thin people, but it does nothing for people who are, have a lot of weight on their body. It doesn't. So don't wear black. Just be yourself. make up your mind to start eating healthier and wear bright colors. Wear bright colors. Cheer yourself up. So do that. Yeah, because black is just depressing. It's depressing. Just wear bright colors. And who cares about what people are saying? Just don't mind them. Don't let those things get to you. You know what, guys? In my country, like I said, it's the opposite over there in South and Central America. I'm from Ecuador, so that's in South America. So in South America and in Central America, if you look like me, you get made fun of. You get mocked. And people don't care. They will tell you to your face how awful you look being so thin. That's just the way our culture is over there. People will tell you to your face about your weight. Look at you. You need to eat a cow. Come on, come over to my house. I'll cook you something and I'll get you nice and fat. That's how they talk. And in their minds, they don't understand that is a hurtful thing, right? It's going to hurt you because they think that you're thin because, you want to be thin. They're like, why don't you eat? What's wrong with you? You have to eat some more. Come on now, let's go to my house and I'll get you to eat. You come to my house every day and I'll give you food and make you nice and fat. And the thing is that the terms that they use, guys, they just use these terms that really wound you. But the thing is, they don't do it to willfully or deliberately wound you or cause you harm. That's how they talk. That's the terminology that they use. That's the way people relate to each other in South and Central America. That's how we talk over there. I don't talk like that because, I don't want to hurt anybody, but that's my culture. That's the culture in South America and in Central America. We talk like that. People are going to tell you to your face about your weight. Now, they're not going to say anything about your being overweight because over there, that's glorified. Being overweight is glorified in South and Central America, which is not healthy. But they will tell you to your face if you're too thin. They're going to say those, something hurtful. But they don't mean it. They mean well, but they just don't understand that what they're saying is inappropriate. So, yeah, but here, I walk around and guys, I receive compliments from people. Oh, look at her, she's so skinny. Oh, you look so nice. Guys, I'm not impressed by that. That's not a compliment to me. But every time I have received a compliment about how skinny and nice I look, it's because I understand that in North America, that is what is loved here. Everybody loves that. Guys, hold on, it's 27 minutes. My camera stops recording every 30 minutes. It stops recording every 30 minutes, so I will be back.